I think all of us can admit that in one way or the other, we have found ourselves struggling during this pandemic. It doesn't matter where in the world you're watching this video from, life has changed. Many of us have found ourselves in moments when we have felt overwhelmed, discouraged. The way that we do school has changed. The way that we work has changed. And even interacting with the people that we love has changed. And for us here in Jamaica, recently, we have had days when there is completely no movement that's allowed. Only people who are considered essential, like our medical workers or law enforcement and the like, are allowed to leave home and to be on the road. Now, I've had to figure out ways how to cope with all the isolation that comes with the pandemic. And as someone that still struggles with depression and having moments of anxiety, these are 5 tips that I believe can help you. They have helped me. If you want to know what these 5 tips are, stick around for the rest of the video. Before I go into the 5 tips, guys, thanks for sticking around. But I just want to take a moment and to say thank you so much for all the support on my first video. Guys, I'm already beyond the 100 subscriber mark, and that has kind of just blown my mind. And I just want to take a moment and let you know that I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me, all the kind words, all the feedback from the video, and I'm just really thankful. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for all the support. But let's get into the video with the first tip. And I don't want you to laugh at me when I share this first tip, because when I say this to some people look at me like,
what? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But there is research, there's scientific data that backs this up, and I'm gonna share my source in the description and you can check it out for yourself. This first tip that I want to tell you is get some sunlight. I'm serious. Get some sunlight, guys, because just being able to be out in the sun for a little bit, there's a chemical called serotonin that is released from that exposure that we get from the sun that is able to boost our mood. Speaking of which, I think this would be more effective if we were actually out in the sun. So let's head outside and actually sit in the sun as we finish up the rest of this first tip. Let's go. Welcome outside. If you have not been outside to get some sun all day, this is probably your sign to do it and go and get some. And so just being out in the sunlight for a few minutes, and listen, don't be out here too long, because you know how it is. The sun can also be harmful for your skin and for your body too. Too much exposure to it for long periods of time. But spend some time out in the sun. It can be maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes just to sit or to walk around if you can, and just absorb some sunlight for a few minutes. All right, the sun is very hot, so we're gonna head back inside for tip number 2. See you in a bit. Woo! Welcome back inside. Oh my, I tell you, the sun outside is not normal. All right, but let's move on to tip number 2. Do some exercises. And guess what we're gonna do for tip number 2? We're actually gonna go down on the floor and we're gonna do a couple exercises. Alright, so welcome to my little home workout space, guys. So there's a mental battle that surrounds exercising, and I think many people don't even allow themselves to try exercising or working out because they feel like it's not gonna work or it's gonna be too hard. But as I said in my previous video, guys, just get started. Start with 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, probably once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, and you will be surprised if you are able to implement just a time of exercise in your daily schedule. It will really help your mental and even overall health. You're gonna start see changes in your body. So these are some of my go-to exercises. I have to be careful about the type of exercise that I do because I have a back injury. I'll tell you guys about that in probably another video. But these are some of my go-to exercises. So push-ups are always an excellent exercise to do. It doesn't matter what your goal is, whether it's weight loss, to build muscle. You have the regular push-ups, you have the diamond push-ups. These usually help with chest, building arms, and then you can also try elevated push-ups. If you don't have any form of equipment like this, you can use books. Just stack some books on the side and do like the regular push-ups. To make it even more effective, slow them down so you can have some negatives happening with the workout. But yeah, just do some form of physical activity, guys, at the start of your day. You can probably do the workouts after you have gone outside and gotten some sun and you come back inside. You just spend spend a few minutes, do a few workouts, and then move on with the rest of your day. Speaking of move on, let's move on to tip number 3. Alright, so now that the hard part is out of the way with the exercises, we're gonna talk about trying to eat better. So I know it might be a little bit more difficult for some people, but try to switch up your diet a little bit. Here are a couple things that I'll suggest to you. Try by doing a meatless Monday, and also maybe try to mix in a fasting Friday as well. For me, being a believer, there is spiritual value with fasting, but there are also many other benefits that come with taking a time to just fast from food. It doesn't have to be 40 days and 40 nights like Jesus did, but maybe a 6-hour fast, a 12-hour fast with you just drinking water can really help give your body a break from the meat and all the usual stuff that you do. So try those 2 things. A meatless Monday where you bring in your vegetables and your fruits and pull from those different food groups, and then for your Friday try to mix in a fasting Friday. When you go to the supermarkets, stick to the outer aisles. I know there are healthy things within some of the aisles, but stick to the outer wings of the supermarket. That's where you'll find your whole foods, you'll find your healthy fats, etc. And you would be surprised how your overall mood and your energy can change if you just switch off of the meats every now and then and kind of switch things up with your diet. Tip number 4 is a pretty big one. There is so much negativity going on right now. And if as you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is jump to social media, is jump to the news, what that does is that sets the tone for your entire day. So here is my recommendation for tip number 4. Spend some time meditating. For me, being a believer, and for any believers that are watching this video, that would be the time where you spend some time reading the Bible, reading a book, or just settling yourself and meditating on God's word, praying, thinking about what you're gonna do for the day and how you can apply what you may have read in your devotion. This is extremely important, guys. Don't just allow yourself to jump out of bed and run to the TV, run to social media, run to gaming, run to whatever. Give yourself some time to appreciate life, and you can combine this with some of the other tips that I have given already. Probably go out in the sun to do your devotion. So while you're doing your devotion and meditating, you're out in the sun absorbing some sunlight, and then after you spend some time meditating, you go and you try and make a healthy meal to start your day. Trust me, it goes a long way when you try to discipline yourself in setting aside some time to meditate, to center yourself, to prepare your mind, your body for everything that may come during the day. You may not be going anywhere, but just being able to take some time to settle yourself and prepare yourself for the day really goes a far way. And that brings us to my 5th and final tip, guys. This one is very important to me because before the pandemic reached the stage that it is now, my mother had a stroke, and it was a really terrifying time for me. I felt like I almost lost her. And what my mom's illness did for my entire family is really draw us a lot closer together. And so even with the pandemic and the separation and all the isolation, I learned the value of reaching out to people that I love. And this is the final tip. Tip number 5. Reach out to people that you love. If you have found yourself to be struggling in the midst of this pandemic, guys, I know for me, I have a tendency to want to isolate, even with all of the isolation that is already present, to pull myself away, to kind of just be in my own world, in my own bubble, and not reach out to people. Believe me, guys, it will go a long way. Maybe spend some time typing an email, sending a message, giving a phone call, a FaceTime, a WhatsApp call. You have no clue how meaningful that might be to not only the person that you are reaching out to, but also to you. It can go a far way in just strengthening your resolve, in just giving you a push to want to go through the day, because you know you have people in your life that love and care for you, and it can really help you, and it can really go a far way. So those are my 5 tips, guys. Give these 5 tips a try. Get some sunlight, do some exercises, try to eat better, spend some time meditating, and lastly, reach out to people that you love. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me through this video. Let me know in the comments if you have some tips that you use, and I would love to try some of the things that you have used since the start of this pandemic to kind of help you to deal with the struggles, to deal with the burdens and all the isolation. And guys, let's get better together. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one. Peace out.